It's the new year, and you're wanting to build a healthier lifestyle in 2026. But maybe you're finding yourself lost in the supermarket. If so, I don't blame you. There are so many different foods and products sold in the grocery store, and new ones coming on the market every day. So, how do you eat more healthily, and where can you find the plant based foods and ingredients you need in store? Let me help. In this episode, I'll take you on a little grocery store tour and show you 3 key places to go to for getting needed plant based diet foods and ingredients for meal prep and cooking. I hope this will cut your store confusion and grocery shopping time in half so you can have more energy and time to spend on other more important things like time with your loved ones. Let's get you started off right in your plant based diet journey. Join me now. Welcome to the Plant-Based Eating Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Anna Zinn, plant-based registered dietitian and transition coach. Hi, friend. Do you want to regain your health with plant-based eating but feel overwhelmed and lost about how to do it? Do you feel it'll be hard to change your meat-heavy diet and impossible with working, running the home, or chasing after the grandkids? If so, you're in the right place. Here you'll find simple strategies, clear nutrition guidance, and practical tips to help you thrive plant-powered with more energy. So if you're ready to ditch the guesswork and transform your health the stress-free way, cozy up now with a hot cup of tea or listen while you walk, and let me show you how doable plant-based eating can be. Let's do this. Friend, in case you missed it, I want to support you in a special way as 2026 kicks off. That's why I've decided to gift you with a 20% savings special off the Plant Powered Life Transformation course. But it'll only be valid for a limited time, until Friday, January 23rd. And here's an extra gift for you. For those that become a course student by midnight on January 15th, you'll get a bonus one-to-one private coaching session with me. I'll customize this private 40-minute session to your needs, whether it is to help you kickstart your diet transition, to troubleshoot a current transition challenge, or to strategize how best to sustain this lifestyle change in the midst of a busy schedule. I want you to enjoy the same positive changes that my PPLT course student Arthur had. He shared with me, "I'm surprised to see and enjoy the tasty dishes that can be found in plant-based foods. It has opened up a world of possibilities for me in how to prepare tasty plant-based dishes." I'm so happy to hear this is what Arthur has experienced by taking the course. Friend, when you join me inside the Plant Powered Life Transformation course, I'll show you how to easily prepare a variety of flavorful plant-based meals and give you the practical tips and strategies you need to make this lifestyle work with your schedule and in real life. At checkout, use the code NEWYEAR20 to get this special New Year savings of 20% off and the bonus private coaching session. Get more details from the link in the show notes or go to plantnourish.com/PPLT course. Join me inside this course so I can support you more and help you truly reach your health and weight goals in 2026. Now, if you're new to the plant-based or vegan world, you might be finding grocery shopping overwhelming at the moment, not to mention time-consuming. You know where the fresh veggies and fruits are, but where do you find those less familiar plant-based ingredients like quinoa and chia seeds? And what do they look like? If you're struggling with this, you're definitely not alone. I remember seeing a lady share in an online community group this: "Shopping for plant-based items. I am lost when I go, and some of the items are very expensive. I don't mind paying more if I know what to buy." Once, when I was introducing a new food ingredient to a client, I remember the first question she had was this: "Which section of the grocery store can I find this food item?" So it's common to feel lost when starting plant-based eating, and getting to know new ingredients. That's why today, to help you save precious time and energy, I want to highlight 3 great places within the grocery store you can check to get needed plant-based foods and ingredients. This way, the next time you hit the supermarket, you can go straight to those areas and cut your shopping time in half. So, where should you go in the store to look for top plant-based foods? Here's the first and most obvious place to go to: the fresh produce department. And it's the easiest to spot. This is usually the largest section in a supermarket, and it's where all the fresh vegetables and fruits are displayed in store bins, often in a beautiful array of color. Now, if your goal is to eat the most healthful kind of a plant-based diet, then I would encourage you to spend most of your shopping time in this section instead of all the other areas of the store, especially the packaged food aisles. That's because these foods will give you the most bang for your buck nutritionally and bring the most health benefits to your body. And here's an extra pro tip for you. On your next grocery shop, start in this section first instead of leaving it to the last. Since fresh produce like fruits and vegetables aren't frozen or refrigerated, you wouldn't lose anything by getting them first. They'll be able to last longer in your grocery cart. And by starting here first, rather than at the end, you'll definitely feel less rushed and can pick up more money-saving deals. Now here's a second good place to go to for plant-based food items. It's the ethnic or international foods aisle. Not all stores will have this section, but it's usually present in larger supermarkets. I think you know which aisle I'm referring to. Sometimes this section can be called a different name, but it is generally where more specialty products from various countries can be found. In the United States, you can often find a lot of ingredients used in Mexican cooking here. Examples would be particular spices or certain kinds of dried beans. In this section, I've sometimes seen larger bags of dried chickpeas or garbanzo beans sold, different kinds of rice, as well as various noodles, sauces, and seasonings. If you have never been down this aisle, it is definitely worth a walkthrough, as a particular plant-based item you're looking for could be found here. Sometimes I've even found some types of canned beans sold here rather than in the canned goods section. A third useful place to check would be the bulk bin section or the bulk foods aisle. I find this section is usually close to the fresh produce department. You'll recognize this section when you see a few rows of plastic container bins placed together, carrying items like nuts, seeds, grains, candy, and dried fruits. I find this a useful place to come to when I want to get certain plant-based foods, like raw unsalted nuts, raw pumpkin seeds, or dried pitted dates. There can be quite a variety here, so look carefully. Sometimes you can find an item here that you don't see elsewhere in the store. Because food items are usually sold by quantity and are not packaged, a key benefit is that you get more control over how much you want to get at any one time. This can also be a great place to come to when you see a new ingredient you want to try, like quinoa or nutritional yeast, but only want to get a little bit to taste first, instead of committing immediately to buying a big packet. Here's how it works. Suppose you want to get raw cashews. Locate the bin selling raw cashews and confirm that it is being sold at an affordable price. Next, use the little plastic bags provided to fill the amount of the food item you want. Then use a twist tie to close up the opening of the bag and write on it the bin number. There are usually pencils provided near the bins for this purpose. Finally, bring this bag to the cashier to ring up. There's one important thing to keep in mind though. Sometimes, because there's less packaging involved, the foods sold can be cheaper, but not always. So you would need to look carefully at the unit price per 100 grams to determine which foods are really worth buying. And remember, since the cost is determined by weight, the cost can add up quickly if you are getting a large quantity of certain items like nuts. So be mindful when you are in this section and of how much you are getting by the scoop. If you have food allergies or celiac disease, it may not be wise to get items from this section either, given there can be a higher risk of allergen contamination. So today we looked at 3 key areas in the grocery store to check out the next time you go grocery shopping. The first is the fresh produce department. The second place is the ethnic or international foods aisle. And a good third place to check would be the bulk bin section. In the bulk foods aisle or bulk bin section, you can get a variety of plant-based food items like dried fruits, nuts, and seeds, and sometimes the unpackaged versions can be more affordable. If you found this episode helpful to get needed plant-based foods and ingredients, know that the Plant Power Life Transformation course provides even more practical tips and strategies like this. You'll be able to learn how to thrive eating plant-powered in real life and get step-by-step guidance on how to do so, even if you have a busy schedule. Now here's an action step you can take. Take note of these 3 key grocery store areas discussed today. Then, on your next supermarket trip, make it a point to find out where each of these main areas would be within the supermarket you frequently go to. Take a list of what you need to buy first, of course, so you'll be better able to stick to buying just the items you really need for the home. Friend, if you want to build a stronger, healthier body with more energy in 2026 and get clear guidance and support in making this diet transition in a way that is enjoyable and stress-free, I invite you to join me inside the online Plant Power Life Transformation course. This course will give you the essentials you need to enjoy a smooth transition and build a delicious, health-transforming, sustainable plant power lifestyle, so you can enjoy more of life with those you love. Learn more about this self-paced course at plantnourish.com/PPLT course or see the link in the show notes. Don't forget to use the savings voucher code NEWYEAR20 to get 20% off the course fee. This will be valid only until midnight on January 23rd. And if you enroll by January 15th, you'll get to enjoy an exclusive gift of a one-to-one private coaching session with me to help kickstart your diet transition with more success. Let's transform your health together. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast has inspired, encouraged, or helped you in some way to transform your health, I would love to hear about it. Please take 30 seconds to rate and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts to let me know. It will encourage me so much to hear how this podcast has positively impacted and made a difference in your journey towards wellness. And share about this podcast with a friend or loved one so we can all thrive in the best health. Remember, plant-based eating can be easy and doable. See you in the next episode, my friend.